Gloria, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad at all. You've been following the Alex series on LinkedIn?
Yes, of course.
Of course you have. Yes, I knew you would. Yeah, look, there's a couple of things that come out of that that are really interesting for me. I just wanted to test that with you. And one of the big subject areas is competent people and functional processes. And for me, that's just base stuff. That's ordinary stuff. But I have realized, and the Alex series has started to point that out to me, there are some nuances to it as well. So, in terms of competent processes and functional, competent people and functional processes, there is a, um, does that, any particular thoughts there from your side?
Yeah, I mean, what I often find interesting is that when people hear the word competent, they immediately think of capability. Like, are you able
Yeah.
to do it? But to me, and according to research, of course, what makes up competency is both capability and confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And I would argue for people who are like me, and from what I know about you, Colin, like us Enneagram nines, sometimes confidence needs to be there first
Yeah.
before we can fully bring out our capability.
Yeah. I think that's so true. I mean, there are characters that we know that just brimming with confidence, and that's never going to be an issue. But there's a whole character set, and yeah, you and I are probably good examples of that. Where unless we've got, we'll brim with ability, but perhaps a little bit short on the confidence to just step into something new and try something new, like recording recording videos for LinkedIn.
Exactly.
That's got to be pretty
And
scary for the
well,
team.
functional process because you need to have internet.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, any particular thoughts or stories around it?
Yeah, I mean, I actually have a great story around this. I don't know, does this ring a bell for you? But I remember once we received a like desperate SOS from a technical team manager. I just call him John for the sake of telling this story.
I think I know who
Um,
you mean. Yeah. Okay.
right? And John came to us because he was severely stressed and exhausted by managing this new team.
Mm.
At that time, John had been promoted to manage this newly formed technical team of around 10 people. And before the promotion, he was a technical specialist who did not have much formal management experience. And half a year into this, he felt he was just being killed by this job because he felt he has to do everything for every person, making every
Yeah.
decision for the team. Sound familiar?
No, look, I mean, I see so many familiar faces when you describe this person, but I know who you're talking about. But yeah, he wasn't alone. But yeah, carry on.
Yeah, and we of course we went into asking him, "Oh, John, how did you let this happen?" And he was like, "Well, at the beginning, I didn't mind offering help. Like as a new manager, first time manager as well, I enjoyed being needed by my team members, and I felt when they asked me for my help, they were showing me respect, and he was actually flattered by being needed." And he thought maybe these people, well, it's reasonable for them to know less than me because I'm more experienced, I have more knowledge in this field. That's why I'm the manager. So he committed to helping his team members raise their knowledge to his level. He thought if he can do that, then everyone will be able to perform more independently and making more decisions. So he can let go of them a little bit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Good logical thinking.
Well, so he did not he didn't he was not kidding when he said he was committed to teaching his team members, right? He
Yes.
really put time and energy into those. Like even though that meant spending more time in the office, bring homework, he did not mind. Good at delivering training sessions, and he really challenged himself.
Okay.
Um, Here comes the but, right? To
Yeah.
his
I
surprise,
knew there was going to be something, the
right?
the but. Okay.
Yeah. To his surprise, these training sessions did not produce any
Didn't work, did it?
noticeable result.
Yeah.
The team members were still asking him for everything, and if there was any outcome, was probably more admiration for how much John knows.
Yeah. He elevated
So he
himself
was,
onto a pedestal of the know-all of the department by delivering these technical content sessions. And guess what? Just more traffic came through him, perhaps.
yeah, and he does not know what to do anymore. When he came to us, he was like, John was a really honest person. I still remember how he told us, and he was like, I don't know what to teach anymore. I taught him pretty much everything I know, and there's nothing left to teach. And I remember he sat across me looking sad and disappointed. His eyes were like shut. And he was like, when I step into being a manager, I was really committed to be an empowering and helpful manager to my team members. And now I just feel myself getting more and more impatient every day.
Yep.
I can feel my patience for hand holding them is decreasing by second.
Nothing was getting done unless it went through his hands. Common problem for very, very many team managers. That,
he was hard on himself. He was like, I feel guilty and upset about myself that I feel this way, but I really don't have any more energy to share. What do I do? Right. So now,
what did we do?
like we need to. It was a desperate SOS. We need to go in there, right? Like not to waste any time in this emergent situation. We went right in to meet his team, to run some assessments and conduct some individual interviews. And when the results came back, we found the problem was not that these team members don't know enough. Actually, a lot of them were overqualified skill-wise to be able to perform their daily job tasks independently, right? Yeah. But rather, what they lacked was the awareness of their capability. In other words, confidence.
Yeah.
Right. They weren't confident to apply these skills in real work situations and make decisions and produce results independently.
Yeah, so he was probably wanting them to take their own decisions, move things forward, be more autonomous. He was thinking he was doing that by empowering them with information, but it was something else entirely that was lacking.
Yeah, and to the team members, it was like the more training sessions I go to, the more I feel like, oh my God, there's still something I don't know. That's why I'm here learning. And John just knows so much. There's just so far to go to be like him. Like, how can I ever be like him? Yeah. Right. That was the feeling that was created in the team. And what we also found, interestingly, from the high performance team assessment was that we found the team lacked a functional decision-making process. So no one was really clear. Is this my turn to make this decision? Like, can I make this decision? Is it up to me?
Do I have the power? Do I have the authority to take those decisions? So something as simple as a decision matrix, he hadn't actually spelled out for the team exactly what their boundaries were, what they could do and what they couldn't do. So they were trying to make decisions in a vacuum rather than having something specific to work with.
And decision matrix was exactly what we helped them to come up with during the group coaching session. Mm-hmm. Yep. And to fix the confidence issue, we asked John to please pause your skill training sessions that were, a big burden to you and not really helping your team members, but rather use those time to host deliberate practice sessions. Yep. And during the sessions, we asked John to observe how the team members practice the skills and how they use those skills to make decisions and deliver results, but in a very safe and confidential space. Yeah. And John, at the end of every session, John would give his team members individually both compliment and constructive feedback.
Process of if you just go into a classroom type situation to try and teach people and they impart information, yes, some of it lands, most of it doesn't. But that opportunity to practice new ways of being and behaving or absorbing that information and using it in a mock client situation, which is safe, and having somebody observing you and giving you feedback on how you're doing, but in a safe way. It's as you say, as long as that feedback is delivered in a way that's going to land for the person, that it's effective, it's going to really help them move forward. And critically build their confidence, and that's
Right.
really the journey that was required here.
Yeah, it was just like such a confident boost to help this knowledgeable Gong manager who they admire so much to be there and tell you, okay, you're ready to use this in your real work situation. Just go do it.
Sounds like a great lesson for just about every manager. As I say, the image that you cast of John at the beginning, probably about a dozen people that I have dealt with during my career sprung up in my mind. So if people are looking to start this journey, to start building a high performance team, where should they go?
Stagecraft.
Yeah, of course. And the 5Q questionnaire is currently on the website. So if you visit that and take a look at that, it's just 5 high-level questions in the key areas that we think are the most powerful in terms of creating performance. You may find that you're not scoring well on some of those. That's not surprising. Many teams are in that situation, but it should start the wheels turning and the thought process is going, and maybe you can take a journey like John as well. That's a great story, Gloria. Thanks very much for sharing it with us. And we'll catch up again soon, hey?
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.